case you're wondering, I'm using coal and anthracite mix. I've already had it fired up once, but I haven't got to actually hammer anything from it yet. This is the first time, so yeah, I'd take this out further. Watch out, Chunk. But might not be able to see very easy, but we still have snow, some snow out here. And this thing's not very easy to lug around. Yes, I need a different anvil. Right now what I'm doing is I'm working on making a fire striker out of a piece of round tool steel. So, yep. Anyways, I'll come back to this and start recording as I start shaping it more. I gotta get this hotter, but right now I'm just drawing out the end that I'm gonna have the handle at. Just squaring it off, drawing it out. Oh, excuse me. Guess I should be careful on that part. It's a newer jacket. Take that off. You ever up in Oregon, you go into Oregon City, Portland area, around Alberta, St. Helens. There's another location also, but sure to stop by Gnome Growing. having this handle on makes it easy because it's all weighted down. So, as you can tell, it can go on its own. All I gotta do is just lift it up. Yeah, this was my grandfather's forge, and then the handle that I put on here, he made this. When we were kids, we used to actually use it to remove tree stumps and boulders and stuff. We have other ones as well. Well, I should say I have other ones, but this is another one, and then there's one that I've got that's a lot taller as well. Looks like it's got some heat to it. Clean this off real quick. Add a little more heat to it. So I know a lot of people who start watching this that might be experienced blacksmiths. Yes, I'm learning still. So in essence, you're kind of watching me, whether I get better or get worse. We'll see what happens, right? And these aren't the only tongs I have. They're just good for smaller projects like this. And one thing that I'm enjoying right now is let's see this little headset thing. It's actually helping with my tinnitus in my right ear, and it allows me to hear a little better what's going on around me. And on top of it, to help drown out kind of like the loud metal dinging noises, like right now I've got music going too, so they're not in my ears. They're the Bone Shock from they're Bone Shock headphones from Walker. They're called Walker Raptors, and they help with hearing enhancement. They're mainly used for hunting and all that, but you can connect to your phone, tablet, stuff like that. It'll allow you to be able to listen to your music. Otherwise, if you don't have music going, it can actually help amplify the area, the ambient noise around you a bit, so that you can actually hear what's going on around you. They do help a bit when it comes to conversation. Hit and miss on that, because like for me, these sit a little loose on me. If they sat a little bit tighter, they would work a lot better. But other than that, no. And this isn't paid advertisement, obviously. But any of you guys out there watching this that might work in a machine shop, anything like that, even a warehouse on a construction site, these work pretty good on allowing you to be able to hear what's going on around you. But if you want to listen to your music, you can listen to your music at the same time. But I'm going to cut this for now again. We'll be back in a moment as I'm shaping the little flint striker out a little bit more. So yeah. So I ended up going and grabbing some extra propane real quick to get this forge going, because the coal one it was working just fine, other than the fact that they're really hard to keep the coals going when you're the only person working it, especially with a manual blower. You're constantly cranking on it to keep the the heat going and all that. If I had an electric blower or something like that, or an extra person, it'd be different. But nope, continuing the same project. I think I spent an hour trying to get the coals reheated. I decided to say screw it. Went and grabbed some extra propane. At some point I'll probably figure out some kind of container that I can put enough coals in that'll fit in this, and use this to get the coals started, then put them in the coal forge and see how that goes, see if that works out better. But nope, continuing on. I get to draw this back out again. not taking as long to heat up either.
Like what I was doing earlier, I'm just drawing out the area that I'm turning into a handle. And most flint strikers, they're usually more of a C shape. That's the shape that most people are familiar with. I'm going with more of the U-shaped style. It almost looks like a knife blade where the handle's built a bit back behind it, so that way you get a good downward strike with it. You can do the same with the C-shaped ones and all that stuff. I'm just going with more of a simpler design and whatnot. I mean, technically I can start drawing out the other side, do the same thing, and create that C shape. So I don't know, maybe I'll do that here with this. We'll see. I'll draw out this side a little more, and depending on how much meat I still got in the metal, I may or may not do the same to the other side, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. What I'm doing is I'm creating a nice little fire striker for my hiking and camp bag that I've got. It's good to have various forms of ways to start a fire outside of just having a lighter and some matches. You know, you never know when you need something like this. Probably shouldn't smoke while I'm doing this, but yeah. This. It's actually good to regularly brush off your anvil so that way any of the slag pieces basically, so it'll be hard to see. But yeah, you won't be able to see it, but basically it's the metal shavings that are, or chunks that come off the metal after you heat it up each time. It's called slag, at least from what I understand. I've done a little bit of welding here and there, mostly oxyacetylene welding and stuff like that, but I'm not a professional with it. I usually try to dabble in some things to get an idea of the process. This is something that I've been actually doing more than just dabbling in. I mean, we've slowly pulled the tools together, some of the tools I've had to make myself. All that fun, awesome stuff that you do when you're doing this kind of stuff, you know, this kind of thing. Yeah, it's high. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically moving metal so I don't mess with this stuff up here. And of course, throwing it on the ground. This is where having there's a hardy hole tool that I could make that helps hold this stuff down. But like I said, I'm still learning, and so some things I don't trust my skills with. So I'm gonna pause the recording from here for the moment, and I'll get this shaped out more, and a little more, and then I'll be back. So I decided to start going, I guess you could say, more the traditional shape. I'm gonna go with the C shape. Got the one end drawn out. Start drawing out the other side. That's, as you can see, it's being heated up. And then the center part that you see that's still not as hot as that in there, that part's going to become the striking part. So yeah. Yep.
Oops. Good thing for dirt floors. Let that heat back up and be back in a moment. think the second curl's turning out better than the first one. Thankfully, it only takes a moment to heat up. The only reason why I'm not too worried if they're straight or not is because I'm going to do a little twist in the handle a little bit too. Like I said, the second one is turning out way better than that first one. This is actually only my second little fire striker that I've made so far. My first one was made out of just iron basically, and out of a rebar, which there's not enough carbon in that to make a proper flint striker. So that was just kind of a practice thing. For this, I am using metal that can be used for the flint striker. I'm using a good, decent, high carbon tool steel, which is used for chainsaw blades, axes, hammers, etc.
heat, and this curl should be done, and then I'll cut this for a moment while I start working on the striker part. These tongs for a moment, let the other ones cool off. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. Best curl, but it works. There's the ends of the handles, and I'll be back. Broke my tongs! Gotta got back up. Slowly coming together. Alright, my battery's
getting low, so I'm going to cut this, and hopefully in the next recording I'll pretty much be kind of done. Using a 6-pound sledge here. Okay. Take this sumbitch up. Should have enough battery juice to get this good and red hot and quench it, and she's all done. I'm having to try and keep my hands below this because it is pretty hot. My back. Almost done. Just gotta get this thing good and red hot. And then I'll quench this sumbitch. Watch out. Don't want you to get burned, baby girl. Okay, here we go. So, rather large. That's okay. I could have done better on the little curly things, but again, that's okay. Because the point is, with these things, they don't have to be pretty. They're supposed to be striped on a piece of flint. So yeah. Not the best in the world. I'm still learning. This is only my second one, but this will work out. I hope you guys had a good day.